Oh, you already know what time it is, baby.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? My name is Drew, welcome back to my channel, and in today's episode I'm going to talk about tattoo aftercare. So I've actually been receiving a lot of comments after my last tattoo video, essentially asking me how you keep your art as beautiful as when it first was put on your skin, and so today I'm going to get into some techniques that work for me and see if maybe that can help you out a little bit.
Hey, what's going on there? Just wanted to let you know that this isn't a one-size-fits-all method. Different tattoo artists do different styles and they have different ways of healing their tattoos, so the best piece of advice is to listen to your artist. This is just from one perspective, so take my advice as it comes and live your beautiful life.
Okay, so when it comes to tattooing, aftercare is by far the most important step of the process. Anytime I get a new piece of art, I follow a strict regimen to make sure my piece is going to stay as beautiful as it looked when it was first put on and to retain as much ink as possible. This is also going to allow you to not have to have as many touch-up sessions down the road, which means saving a lot of money. So the first step after you get a beautiful piece of art and you're on your way home is to make sure that you have a few essential products ready to go. For the beginning part of the healing process, you're gonna need these two products right here: Aquaphor Advanced Healing Ointment and Dial Complete Antibacterial Foaming Soap. So usually after your piece is all done, what your artist will do is wrap you up with some saran wrap and send you on your way. But the healing process doesn't end there, it's only just beginning. So what I recommend is to leave that saran wrap on for about 2 to 3 hours after you've left the shop. And then after those 2 to 3 hours have passed, you remove the saran wrap and you wash with this antibacterial soap right here. Right when you peel off the bandage or the saran wrap, whatever your artist has chosen to put on your skin, you're gonna notice there's a lot of blood and plasma still left, and so that's when you know it's time to immediately wash it off. Also, a little tip: when you're washing your skin, make sure the water's about lukewarm. You don't want it too cold or too hot. That warm water is going to help aid in taking off all that plasma and dirt. After you've completely washed off the area that just got tattooed, you want to let your tattoo air dry. You don't want anything touching your work after you've washed it. At this point in the healing process, your skin is essentially like an open wound.
So tread carefully, motherfucker.
After about 10 to 15 minutes, you'll feel that your skin is completely dried off, and that's when you're gonna add the healing ointment onto the tattoo. Now, this is a really important step too, because you don't wanna overdo it with this healing ointment. If you put too much ointment on your piece, then that can possibly lead to some of that ink seeping out of your skin, and you do not want that. If your piece looks really shiny afterwards, that's how you know you put on way too much ointment. So just put a few dots, a thin layer of this ointment over the tattoo, and then the first step is done, you're good to go. Just make sure that you don't touch it, make sure that you have light clothing on so it's not pressing against that skin. Don't work out, don't go swimming. Like I said earlier, your tattoo is an open wound at this point, so you want to treat it as such. I recommend every 3 to 4 hours, you're constantly washing your piece to make sure that there's no bacteria on the skin while it's in such an important part of its healing stage. So the majority of my tattoos I actually got when I was serving tables, so it made it really difficult to constantly wash my skin. I actually brought my antibacterial soap with me, and I would wait every 3 to 4 hours before I'd go into the restroom and wash it off. Now, this sounds like a lot of work. It really isn't that big of a hassle, and if you're serious about preserving your work so you don't have to go back in and get it touched up, this is just gonna be something that you have to do. So like I said, every 2 to 3 hours or so, you're gonna wash that piece probably around 4 to 5 times a day, and do the exact same thing afterwards. You're gonna put just a thin layer of ointment on to make sure that it's protected. After several days pass, you'll notice that your tattoo starts to get a little bit peely and scabby, and this is when you know it's time to switch products. So the last product I'm gonna recommend is Cetaphil Moisturizing Lotion, non-scented. So say for the last few days you've been putting on your ointment, washing it 4 to 5 times a day, you're gonna get to a point where your tattoo starts to peel, and then you stop using the Aquaphor healing ointment and start putting this on instead. So you're gonna continue the washing regimen that you've been doing the past few days, except instead of putting the Aquaphor on afterwards, you're gonna put the Cetaphil. Also, it's gonna be really hard during this stage because your piece will probably start to itch a lot, but you just have to be disciplined and you can't itch it, because itching it can prematurely pull off some scabs that aren't ready to fall off naturally yet, which means it's gonna pull out some of that ink. So now for the next 3 to 4 days, just continue the same regimen except use this instead of the healing ointment, and that's basically it. It sounds very simple, but that's all it takes. Now, side note, there is a new healing process that's been kind of gaining traction lately in the realism world, and that's something called Saniderm. That's basically like saran wrap that stays on your skin and does all the healing for you. So there was one piece of mine, which was this piece right here, that was actually healed using Saniderm, and that took out all the hassle and it protected my skin.
Okay, so here's like a mini Saniderm story time, I guess. I don't know, f it, we'll call it that. So me and the boys head out to Vegas for EDC, and we're gonna get lit. But 2 days before that, I had my 3rd session on my Rimber tattoo piece, my Poseidon piece, and we actually used Saniderm because I was gonna be in the festival touching up against everyone else, and we figured that would be the best option. And so we get to Vegas first night, and as you can tell in this picture, here's me me with the D's Nuts guy. If you look at my arm, there's a little kind of sticky wrap, and that's what the Sanoderm is. And so we use that. Here's some other pictures of me actually at the festival. Festival is stupid lit, by the way. Here's Martin Garrix going hard as f***. And then here's a picture of what it looks like after the Sanoderm was taken off for the 3rd day. So all in all, if you have Sanoderm available at your disposal, I would definitely recommend it. If it could last the madness that is Electric Daisy Carnival, you'll be aight.
So I would recommend asking your artist if they have any Sanoderm or if they like using Sanoderm to heal their pieces, because I think that is a really seamless process. But I know most people right now don't have access to that, and so that's why I recommend this tried and true regimen. So it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. That's all you do. And after those last 3 to 4 days, your scabs on your tattoo will start falling off naturally, and then you'll be all healed up and ready to go. So the whole healing process takes about a week to a week and a half. And if you followed all these steps to a T, I guarantee that you have a beautiful piece that will last you a lifetime. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching my video. I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.
Hey, yo, smash that subscribe button.